Options traders are betting that we go much higher still on CCIV. We have tons of volume on the day for the CCIV calls, and we're going to take a look at that, as well as I do want to point out NEO has earnings tomorrow in after hours. So if they give healthy growth and good guidance, then that could serve as somewhat of a guidance for CCIV and the whole EV sector all around. So we're going to take a look at that, as well as get into some technical analysis. But first, before we get into it, my name is Tyler. For those of you guys that are new to the channel, if you are a returning subscriber, I do love and appreciate every single one of you guys, and I hope I can bring you some value in this video. Now, with that being said, all I ask in exchange for the video is that you make me one like button richer and consider hitting the subscribe button if you get anything out of the video. First, before even taking a look at a chart or anything about CCIV, I think we should talk about how Jerome Powell, he is the main guy for the economy. He is the head honcho that basically controls interest rates, the economy, all this. I'm going to assume you guys know who Jerome Powell is a little bit, but he said basically that he is not raising rates for quite a while. He said the work is far from done, and basically gave investors a green light to keep investing at an aggressive pace. So this really does benefit a lot of the companies we all do invest in, including CCIV. So that might be why we are seeing a bit of a pop in after hours. And like I said, the fact that NEO is reporting earnings tomorrow after hours, that is good as well. So first, let's take a look at what CCIV stock did today, and we could see at 9:35, 5 minutes into market open today, they were down 1.10%, and then instantly from this bottom started to rally all the way up to positive 5.37% on the day at almost $24 a share. So that is a quite significant move, $1.22 move from the bottom that we've seen on the day. And like I said, that is quite significant, and it really does show you how many people are willing to step in and start buying CCIV shares as long as the momentum is there. So I think all we need is a little momentum in the stock to get people piling back into it again. Now, the real actual valuation around CCIV is somewhat mixed. Some people like myself think CCIV is a good buy currently right now, and a lot of people are fooled because like on Robinhood right now, it says a $4.91 billion market cap, but really CCIV or Churchill Capital only has 11% of Lucid Motors shares. So really, once this does merge into Lucid Motors, then the market cap is going to be somewhere around $30 billion at its current share price of $23 a share. So some people think that's overvalued. I tend to think that's a pretty fair price given how many pre-orders we have. We have 650 million in pre-orders, guys. That is not a small amount for their first vehicle. They're actually sold out of their $169,000 vehicle because they're only making 500. So they have yet to disclose exactly how many of the Grand Tourings or the regular just 70,000 Lucid Airs they have in backlog, but I do imagine that number is pretty big. Now they also, like I said, I do want to point this out, they have 4.5 billion on cash on their balance sheet once they do merge into Lucid Motors, and that is from CCIV or Churchill Capital, the merger process, and that will sustain them all the way until 2023. So with that being said, I do think they are at least a $30 billion company in my opinion. That is all subject to your own personal opinion, so I wouldn't necessarily listen to anybody, but I am putting my money where my mouth is, I should say. I have about $3,500 in the stock for almost 12% of my portfolio, but I do have a cash secured put right now at $20 that I sold at $110. It's currently $69, so I am up about 37% on this. I plan to let this expire, or I will get assigned to 100 shares at $20, so I'm not too concerned about that. But now I do want to take a look at the option chain, and for volume on the day we have 81,722, 8,172. Well, where did I get that other number from? For the $24 strike, we have 14,729, 2,400, 10,000, almost 11,000 on the 25. So we are seeing significant volume in these options that do expire Friday, and this is quite a bit of money. So people are implying that we go higher, and like somebody else said on one of my last videos, that this could be people actually selling covered calls or whatever the case is, that this might not actually all be buying volume on the options, but I tend to believe it is, just because how much bullish momentum we have seen recently around the EV stocks, in particular around our bottom at April 20th. We have gapped up, the 14-15% day we had not too long ago, and have basically been melting up and consolidating out. So it does look like we are ready for a move to the upside on CCIV and most other EV stocks, to be quite honest with you guys. Now, taking a look to the technical analysis, we are over on Webull, and if you guys are subscribed to this channel and watch these videos, then I keep these lines exactly the same to come back and refresh on them. So I've not added any lines to this, so this is all from the last videos, and we do look very, very bullish here. We have not dropped under $22.69, or about 65 cents, 62 cents was the lowest we went to. And this does look very good when you see these run-ups, consolidation, or run up and then kind of the staircase type motion, and then you will eventually get a gap up more times than you will get a gap down. So that is the thesis behind this, and it is looking very bullish. We have a wave like motion, and I had set my support level at $23 a share. Now, I was saying that this is kind of a consolidation level as well as a support level, because we are seeing a lot of buying going in under $23 a share, but it is getting to the kind of a hard point for CCIV stock to kind of rally further up this. I mean, this has been a couple of days. We have been in this $23 range since April 26th. So 2 days. Tomorrow will be the third day of consolidation, in between basically a couple pennies move each day. So I do see a breakout going to about the $25 mark, especially when some of these shorts have to start covering their positions. And taking a look at the Fintel, I don't know if the data has updated for today. No, it has not. But like I said in my last video, I said the short volume ratio was 16%, and this was not actually updated. So we had to go ahead and do the math for ourselves, and that math was right. It is 16%. And like I said in the other videos, this is lower. I do think shorts are taking this opportunity with CCIV kind of consolidating out, because everybody knows this looks bullish. It's not just me that says this looks bullish. Everybody can see this pattern, at least from a technical standpoint. So I think that is why we only had a 16% short volume ratio, and our highest has been around 22. So I do imagine the short interest is in between 16 and 22, and anything about 20 or 25% was the highest, 23%, 22. So yeah, so I do imagine it is around 20 to 21%, just doing some rough math, and that is really high as far as short volumes are concerned. Now, if you guys know about GameStop or AMC, 100% short interest, or 50% even, that is super ridiculous. Like, that is definitely going to short squeeze. Now, anything over 20% is considered extremely high short interest. So this does look very good, and eventually these shorts will have to cover their positions. So that is basically what I see as far as right there. And with the options, you do start to get gamma squeezes as the stock goes up. More the people at the money start having to buy those shares to obligate and fulfill the contract, the options contract, which is a contract. They have to fulfill their part of the contract, buy these shares up, and then the stock price moves higher and higher. And the more volume you see on the option chain, that is how high the stock is likely to go. Now, it all doesn't work that way every single time, but that is how it works most of the time. And especially in this marketplace, that is what we are seeing. And especially for a stock like CCIV and even NEO, some of these other stocks that I make videos on a lot, they have tons of volume on the option chain, which quite frankly is not a normal thing. So that does lead me to believe we will see a pop as well, all the way up to about the $25 mark. That is, like I said, where we're going to see more resistance come in. Not only a technical resistance level, but a psychological resistance level as well. So that is all I have for this video. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up right here. Like I said, it does look like we are going to $25 before we go back under $20. So that is what the option chain is telling me. The short interest, as well as the overall positive sentiment coming from Jerome Powell today, and the fact we have NEO's earnings tomorrow, that will be key to see as to to how high we can go on CCIV, at least in the short term. I think we all have established CCIV is a great long-term company. I should say Lucid Motors anyways. So I'm looking at this more of a short-term trade, and if you were to profit off of it, I would just get more time and not try to go for any of the contracts that are weeklies or expire really like 3 months. 3 months out is too short. I would go longer out in these, preferably 2023 contracts, and that is what I've been doing. So if you got anything useful out of the video, make sure to hit that like button and let me know down below in the comments, as well as subscribe and hit the notification bell. I greatly appreciate it. I will see you guys later. Peace out.